Hello, my dear friends, how are you? Today is the 33rd Sunday of Year B, and the readings are from Daniel, and also from the book of Hebrews, and from the Gospel that speaks about the coming of Jesus in power and in glory. So, I don't know about you, but I watch television, and sometimes, a film is separated between part one, then there are the adverts, and then we've got part two. And I tend to think of the coming of Jesus as part one. That's when he was conceived in the womb of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and he died and he rose again and went up to heaven. That's the end of part one. Now we're living in the adverts time, in the intervening time between the first coming, and then Jesus promised he's going to come in power and in glory at the end of time. We are in between the two comings, and we will see in the coming season of Advent that this is what the church asks us to meditate on. We look back at his coming as a little baby, but we are looking forward in his coming as the Lord of glory. Some people think that when they are too progressive, within inverted commas, they are on the right side of history. Well, the right side of history is Jesus Christ. He is going to be the final referee whistle of the human game, and I want to be on his side. I don't want to be on the opposing side, because he is the winner. So in Daniel we see the prophecy of chaotic times, times of distress, and Jesus also repeats this time of distress, and we shouldn't be surprised, because if we look on the presence of Christ now, he is present among us in sort of like the womb. The church is pregnant with Jesus. We've got the presence of Christ in our midst. He is here, but we need the unveiling, the apocalypse. People say that apocalypse in Greek means the unveiling, and this unveiling is slowly emerging, but then it will climax when we see the Lord Jesus coming in power and in glory. Just a little observation about, first of all, in the Psalm there is a verse which I like very much. In your presence is fullness of joy. So there are levels of joy, and we can enjoy a match, enjoy a good film, enjoy a good meal, but the fullness of joy for us human beings is in the presence of God. So that's one observation. And then there is the reading of from the Hebrews, and it says, by one offering he made perfect those whom he has sanctified. So because of the offering of Jesus, we can live in sanctification, in holiness, as a gift from God. Now, when we look at the Gospels, Jesus says an outstanding sentence. He said, nobody knows the hour, not the angels, not even the Son. He says only the Father knows the hour when he is coming back. So in my mathematical calculation, I would say, if the Lord comes in 2 million years time, or else he comes tonight, since we don't know the hour, we should be prepared at any time. We cannot say, oh, he will come one day. Well, if he says we don't know the hour, then we cannot not assume that he might come in our generation. So the faith of the apostle, the apostolic faith in the second coming of Christ, is something which is burning in our hearts, because we say after the consecration, Christ has died, Christ has risen, Christ will come again. And our faith in the second coming of Christ as the Lord of history, as the Lord of humanity, as the one that has the final whistle in his mouth, and he is the one that will call out the match. Okay, my friend, be prepared, because at the hour you do not expect, the Son of Man may come In our case, in most cases, it would be a heart attack or the moment when we stop breathing and we die. But humanity is moving forward towards that climatic moment when they see the Lord Jesus Christ coming in power and glory. And at that moment, there cannot be a neutrality. You either for him or against him. My friend, be for Jesus, be for life. God bless. Thank you very much for joining me today.